Hello friends, this is Tushar Bhavsar and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be going to show you how to prepare your canvas so that you can improve the quality of your painting. Preparing your canvas means applying a layer of prime. Here we will use the Gesso or Gesso Prime to prepare your canvas. And this is a very tedious process, so you have to keep patience and stay with me till the end. So what things you will require to prime your canvas? So you will need first this a thick brush. This is 1.5-inch brush. Then you will need a sandpaper to smooth out the prime you have applied. Third, you will need this metal plate to apply the prime evenly over the entire canvas surface. And you will need the main content, this is the primer, the Gesso or Gesso, whatever you pronounce it. You can buy the Gesso of any brand will work. There are two types of primer, one is transparent and one is opaque. So I am using a white opaque Gesso primer here for the canvas to get a nice white background for the painting. Now, why to prime your canvas? There are two things. First, if you directly paint on your canvas, the canvas can absorb your color and will give a transparent look to your canvas, which will degrade the look and the performance of the painting on the canvas. So for this you need a thick base, so the prime provides a base for your painting. The color will look live on the prime. The second thing, it will give a long life for your painting. There are two methods to prime your canvas. The first method uses the thin layer approach, where you apply thin layer. You can use a brush to apply the thin layer to the canvas, let it dry. If the smoothness is not according to your requirement, then you can apply again the second coat, so on. 2 to 3 coat is generally required. If it does not suit your smoothness requirement, then there is the second approach. Second approach uses the thick coat. So thick coat, you have to use this metal plate. You apply the gesso evenly to the canvas and let it dry, and then you send the prime to get a smooth finish. I opened my canvas and I got a surprise wooden pieces here. So if you got a good quality canvas, you will get the similar type of wooden pieces cut with some angle here. It is the beveled wooden pieces. So what is the purpose of this? This will help to stretch out the canvas a little bit and will keep your canvas stretched throughout the painting you do. So let's see how to use this first. This is the back side of your canvas, and let me show you where the wooden pieces will go. So there are two cuts in the frame. One is near to the canvas and one is far from the canvas. They have the same angled cut here. So you can place this wooden piece. Some artists like to put the pieces like this. One goes like this, the other one goes like this, and let me show you the other technique at this corner. First, let me put this vertically like this, the other goes horizontally, and you can gently push as per the stretch required. Now these wooden pieces are pinned here, so I don't know how it will get stretched. So you can get a few stretch from all the corners and your canvas will get stretched. So you want to stretch it out and remove this the bounciness, or you have to tighten this canvas. So for this you have used the wooden stick. You can use a hammer or some tool to fit those wooden pieces. Now it's time to prime the canvas, so I'm using the method 1 first. The canvas is rough here. It is good for many paintings, but if you want to do detail painting, then you would like a smooth finish to the surface. For this I'll be using this Gesso primer. So just shake it before use, ensure that it is completely mixed before use. I'm applying the first coat here. Stroke your brush both horizontally and vertically. So my first coat is about to finish. Almost done with the first coat, and then I will let it dry. The Gesso primer took about an hour to dry, and since it is a very thin layer, it dried very quickly. Now you're ready with your second layer of the Gesso Prime. This time we will do a thick Gesso Prime layer on the canvas. So I have cleaned my brush after the first layer of the Gesso primer. Please remember to wash your brush after every use. Now let's apply the second layer of the Gesso primer. This layer will be thick this time. My second Gesso primer coat is finished, and remember to wash your brush. So after the second coat has dried up, so let's check the condition of the canvas. So still you can see the gaps between the threads of the cotton fibers. So I'm not satisfied with this thin coating method, and the finish is not according to my expectation. So I will now show you the second method, which will apply a thick coat. So let's move on to the second method. Now to apply the second method, the thick coat, you have to position your canvas with some angle and be ready with your metal plate. So I'm applying some of the gesso here on the canvas. Then start spreading the gesso on the canvas from the top to the bottom. Any pattern or background pattern you want, you can create this at this time, but I require a smooth finish here. So I've applied the first thick layer of the Gesso Prime, and I've let it for a week to dry. You can check the dryness by simply rubbing your hand lightly and feel the roughness or the hardness, and take your judgment if you can go ahead with sanding the canvas. You can still wait here to dry it for a few more days, but it is good enough for me to proceed with sanding the canvas. You can go in all the directions, vertically, horizontally, and in this clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. So dust and wipe it using a clean cloth. The canvas is now smooth than before. See, but there are these small lines that I'm not able to get away with this after I sand the canvas, but it's really smooth. This surface finish is although suitable for most of the artists to start painting on it, but I need a very smooth surface since my painting background will remain white and I will be using colors on the white background, keeping the white background dominant. So I need a very smooth finish. So now I apply the second layer of the Gesso Prime, a good amount of Gesso Prime coat again. So I have applied the prime coat and then I will leave it for a week to dry. Now my canvas is completely dry and it's time to sand the canvas. Now I will start sanding the canvas using the complete sheet, using both my hands to save time, and I will start from top to the bottom. I'm now finished applying the sandpaper. After applying the sandpaper, you can dust and clean the canvas. Now it's time to apply the final layer of the Gesso Prime using the brush strokes, and this time you have to be real fast till the Gesso Prime is wet. So let's do the final finishing touch. Now it has been 2 weeks since I've applied the final prime coating and the canvas is now dry. I've applied the final coat using the brush, so you can see the brush strokes here. Okay, now it's time to sand the canvas. For this I will be using 2 sandpapers. This one is fine and this one is one step coarse than the fine one. So first I will be sanding the canvas using the coarse sandpaper. So let's go. Now I will apply titanium white acrylic paint to create a white background for my painting. This is my last layer. So I'll take some titanium white, and you should be a little quick while applying the layer. So try to apply the layer in one go. So you take the amount accordingly. Okay. And little amount of water. Okay, not much. Mix the paint. Okay, a little more water. Okay. Since the background is already white, so I'm not using a thick acrylic white, titanium white, so I have mixed some water in it. I think it's good to go. So you should be really quick, and since the acrylic paint dries faster, so you should be quick enough to cover the entire canvas in one go. Okay, and mix water accordingly. You don't need to apply a very thick acrylic titanium white coat since you have already applied layer of Gesso Prime. So now I've finished my titanium white acrylic paint as a final coat on the primed canvas, and let me show you the surface finish. So it's a bright morning, so you can see the difference clearly. So this is now smooth than before for your detail work to proceed with, and you can compare it with the condition before priming the canvas. So you can see the threads on the canvas clearly here. Okay, so also the prime on the canvas, it's retained its flexibility, so this will use to enhance the life of the canvas. And if we open the canvas from the frame and bend it, so it will not develop crack on your painting and give a long lasting result. So friends, we have seen the complete step-by-step guide or the things or challenges that we have faced throughout the priming the canvas. So I hope you like this video. So see you next time. Thank you.